Okay guys, welcome back to another Hytale video. It's been a while, I've been on a break. Now, the reason why I'm coming back is because we finally got some big news. We got the Hytale Login page. I'm not kidding right now. This is not a joke. This is the Hytale Login page. We can see here, like, we got the different languages, and we got the copyright here. So if you try typing in this URL, which is Agent K, if you don't know who Agent K is, he's one of the developers, and you press enter, it will come up with the Hytale login page. I mean, how cool is this? It seems like that you're going to be able to log in with your Twitter, your Discord, and your Google Chrome, and they've got like a create account here. Don't worry about this, I'll probably blur this out. I tried to log in just to see what would happen. I tried to make an account. Nothing happens at the moment, so, you know, don't try and make an account. You're not going to get anything. But, oh my god, we finally have the login page, and this is just mind-blowing. I mean, it's crazy. Now, another really cool thing that you can do, right? So if you go up here, and you write up auth.hytale.com, what comes up is a little message that says hello. Look at that. A little message that says hello. Now, I know that this is like, okay, well, what is this all about, Jamble? You know, what are you showing me? You know, you got the login page and you got a message that says hello, but that's it. You know, what's going on is what we want to know. Well, let me just say, this is the start to maybe something really big and very exciting. So, for the first time ever, I'm going to say, get excited, you know, start getting hype. Because I feel like something big is coming. A lot of people feel like something big is coming. And now we're seeing all these signs. It's looking good. It's looking good. Now, this has been the longest period of time we have seen so far without any news, blog posts or updates. For many, the hype of Hytale is dead, and some sit daily waiting for any news or picture and eagerly wait until the day we can get our hands on the game. But with Gamefest and E3 returning in a few weeks, we have to ask the question, will we see some sort of trailer at either E3 or Gamefest? Well, I got some great news, because, you know, back in 2019, Hytale wrestled with the unanticipated success of the Hytale trailer and tried to figure out what kind of company they needed to become in order to deliver the expectations of such a hyped up game. And this led them into going dark and focusing solely on working on the game, and in return caused a big shockwave in the community. We went from weekly updates, interactions on Discord and Twitter, to weekly postcards and occasional blog posts. To say that the Hytale community hasn't been confused, worried, and almost pessimistic about Hytale would be an understatement. But we do know that Riot Games will be at Gamefest. And if you speak to people on Discord servers, you can hear how people really feel about the game right now. They're almost fearful of the game's development because we haven't seen anything, we haven't heard anything. So a lot of people are afraid, and here's some of those reactions right now. Sorry guys, it didn't pick up my recording when I was asking them questions, but essentially I asked a question, do you guys have any fears or worries about Hytale? And here are some of the community's answers.
So to answer your question, personally for me, and I think this is a lot of the people in the community, I'm just waiting out till E3. It's tough. Like, it's been what, 6 months since we've seen our last like blog post and like proper information, a bunch of images and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely challenging to wait it out, and I'm sure you can attest to that. But yeah, personally, I'm kind of waiting out till E3. If there's not anything at E3, it's gonna be very disappointing. But up until then, I'm keeping my hopes up, and yeah, hopefully we can get something out of it.
I actually don't have too many worries. I really have trust in them to know what they're doing. I do like that they don't give too much information always at the start, because I do like the mystery sometimes. The only concern I might have is for the video creation, like we've seen in the trailer. There is many stuff in it, but I don't know how in depth it is, because I really wish for it to be, because I've seen many YouTubers doing movies in Minecraft, so I'm kind of expecting to have like something like John Wick in Hytale or something.
Well, I think they'll probably be fine, but they could, like, you know how they, oh my god, you know how they haven't been uploading blog posts, they could just be rushing it, and that means, like, I'm really worried that they're rushing it and they're going to release it with some of the features not in there, you know, like the or like it won't have all the things that they said will be in the game in the trailer, because they'll just be rushing it. But I don't know.
Okay, if you're expecting the game to come out this year, then I would be worried about that speculation, because I don't think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure about beta. It depends what happens this E3, like you said. But I think the game is fine. I'd like to believe, especially since Riot is backing them, I don't think that the game is in a bad state. But yeah, no, if you're expecting the game to come out this year, I would rethink that. At least in a full state this year. I mean, they have said that they plan on doing it this year, but they've planned a blog post 6 months ago and they missed that, so
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
So you strongly believe that the plan to have a playable state of the game isn't going to be the case this year?
A full release, I do not expect it.
Yeah.
And if it happens, then that would be amazing, right? But I don't think the full release is happening this year. There could be an open beta. Even more likely, maybe a closed beta. I don't know if they're planning on doing that, but if they are, it's even more likely.
My optimistic look for it is I'm hoping that we get something at E3 on Hytale. And I hope that that's the reason why we haven't gotten anything yet. Like, I'm hoping that, like, the reason we haven't heard anything for the last 6 months is because they're just saving up everything for E3 or something around there. But my pessimistic side is telling me that it's just being delayed even longer, which I hope is not the case, because I can't wait any longer.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I mean, just having to wait any longer now would just feel so dragging. I mean, if the game is really, really good, then when it releases, people are going to be happy no matter what. But for now, I mean, it makes you ask, what are their plans? I mean, the fact that they said that it's plannable to be released in 2021, we're halfway through the year and they still haven't said anything about that plan, makes me believe that plan is still in, you know, on its way. Because if why would they release that it's plannable to be playable and then not throw up in either early 2021 or before now? Just say, hey guys, our plan of it being playable in 2021 isn't on anymore, you know, we're a little bit behind, whatever they want to say. And I think there's a big fear there, because, you know, we haven't heard anything about their plan. You know, we don't know if they're still at the same, you know, kind of speed that they were back when they made that plan. We don't really know, you know, what is their plan? What is their goal? Is the game going to be releasable this year? Is that what they're hoping for? You know, what are we going to see? And that's what we're really, really here to see.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Noxy on Twitter said, you know, he's been saying that, like, well, when we're ready to release the game, we're going to tell you. When we're ready to have people sign up, we're going to tell you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like a lot of people who are saying, like, oh, there's just going to be a surprise trailer, surprise release.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to know months beforehand, months before the beta, possibly even months before, like, if they do some sort of creator program, we might even know before then. So I don't think it's going to be some surprise thing, which is what's kind of making me sad, is like, well, I feel like if we were to get something within the next few months, we would have heard by now.
Yeah. Well, another thing is that, obviously, if their plan is to build up, I don't see a better platform for them to use to build up set from E3 or Gamefest, which is happening the same time around E3. So we're either going to see a Gamefest or an E3 announcement if they are planning to build up till Christmas, which would make sense, right? You know, they start off summer with maybe this big surprise, this big, you know, gameplay trailer, whatever they're going to show, and then we actually get the countdown there, either to the beta or to the release date, because again, we don't know what's going on with their beta. They might scrap that idea. So same with their name registration, we talk about it all the time, is, you know, what happened to it? What's their plans with the name registration?
Yeah, it's also the case that I don't even know what people have been talking about, you know, like the way it's going to go. It's like, well, first they'd have name registration, then beta, then release, or some other things in between. But for all we know, like, name registration and beta might come at the same time, or they might just skip the beta and be like, nope, we're releasing next month, or something like that. We don't know exactly how they're doing it, because again, if they're willing to delay stuff, we don't know how much they're willing to change their release plan.
Thank you to everyone who joined this conversation. Your opinions mean so much to me, and it's great to see so many people with their opinions, whether they're good or bad. It's good to see that people care about this game, and they really want to see this game succeed. Now, going on to what I expect if we do see something at Gamefest or E3 is, firstly, a gameplay trailer. Now, I think that if the plan is to start the hype back up and to start the prepare for beta or launch, the obvious thing for them to do is to release a gameplay trailer. I reckon in the gameplay trailer we will see some new features, how the game plays, and at the end we will most likely see a date with either the beta or the release, or maybe both. Now, that's me being hopeful. There's also a chance that we could see nothing at E3 and Gamefest. Now, we see nothing in June or July, and there's nothing after Gamefest this summer, I think that there's a high chance the game won't be playable until 2022. Now, that would be devastating, and for some reason, I don't believe that will be the case, because they said in their blog post that they plan the game to be playable in 2021, and we're halfway through the year and we haven't heard anything about it not being playable or that plan's gone. So in my eyes as the consumer, that plan's still online. The plan to be playable in 2021 is still on. And as I said previously, no news is good news. You know, the lack of news that the game is delayed or that they have new plans really shows that the game is possibly still going to be playable in 2021. Now, if it isn't, that's even scarier, because what that means is not only is it not going to be playable and they changed their plan, but they haven't told us throughout 2021, and we've been waiting throughout the year for the game to be playable or some sort of announcement just to be told either at the end or halfway through, no, the game won't be playable in 2021. But that's the bad side. That's the evil timeline, the bad timeline. See, I do think that we will be able to get something playable this year. I'm being hopeful for it. And yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. So the E3 and Summer Gamefest events will start on June 10th. I'm going to be streaming the Summer Gamefest, so come to my channel, we'll watch it together, you'll see my reactions. If we do get anything Hytale, you'll see my live reactions to it, and it'll be fun, you know, just talking to chat, watching it live. So come to my channel and we're going to watch the Summer Gamefest on my channel. It's going to be live June 10th, so don't forget. And in conclusion, guys, we know that Riot Games will be at Gamefest, but we don't really know if Hytale will. And, you know, whatever the case, I still have faith in the game. I still feel like the game is going to be good. And I'm just hoping for the best. And hopefully we're right and we get to see something this year. And except from that, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me and it would help me so much. So just make sure to subscribe and yeah, be there June 10th. I see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!